So I wanted to quickly respond to what I just did here. First of all, copywriters used to be the real CMOs. CMOs is another made up marketing term, and you can call positions whatever you want. A copywriter used to do it all. Used to. They don't do it anymore because there aren't that many actual copywriters calling themselves copywriters and taking clients' money wearing the hat of a copywriter. These are people who don't know what being a copywriter actually is, means, and what that implies and what they do. First of all, you aren't just tasked with writing promotions that generate a better response. You create the response. You create the positioning. You create the UX alternatives to determine what gets the most people to self-identify, to raise their hands and say, hey, baby, you got under my skin. How did you know that about me? You're not hired to, well, we're performing at this rate and your job is to perform a little bit better. That's not what a copywriter is or does. That's just one little thing that a copywriter is or does. Copywriters are the architects. We blueprint a brand's vision from launch to exit. Is that what a CEO does? Is that what a founder does? Is that what a CMO does? No, that's what a copywriter does. If you aren't able to do that, if you can't break down the steps of what that is and means in your day-to-day work with clients to set them up for absolute success, profitability, no matter what, because you have given them the positioning, different positioning points, and different UX to test against that any competent media buyer can turn those words into the gold they already are. Gold meaning profits. Gold meaning you are hyper helping the people who need it and are aware of different solutions that you can utilize as symbols to get them to further raise their hands. That's not just writing promotions to test against, to beat controls. It's not just copywriters aren't just tasked with creating controls. They're creating brands. They're creating exits. They're creating exponential scale. Most copywriters don't know the difference between converting and scaling. And they don't know why they're able to convert, but hardly, if ever, scale. Why? Why don't they know that? Why is that a mystery to them? And how are they supposed to take your money and get you to where you want to be if they can't answer that very necessary, essential, and simple question? So what is a copywriter? What is a CMO? What is a CEO? What is a founder? What are our roles? I jump onto different company calls in the last week. I've been over a dozen calls with different companies, observing and auditing how they do business, how they run teams, how they run funnels, how they run creative, where they're going and why, who's dictating that momentum, who's bowing down. I have not seen one copywriter not go toe to toe with an owner or a CEO or a CMO, but present creative that is so well positioned and executed that they can't say anything but, wow, everybody else do more of that, because they're too busy kissing ass. They're too busy trying to give CMOs, offer owners, CEOs what they think those people are asking for, when what they're really asking for is for you to lead. If you can't lead, you really are replaced, just like I said right here, by ChatGPT and positioning prompts. I will be able to outperform any copywriter charging anywhere from $100 to $100,000 like that. Why? Because I know the right questions to ask. I know why I'm asking them, and I know what to do with them to have position and scalability. Positionability, scalability. It all depends on your ability to respond, your ability to respond, to look at what awareness is in your 80% you become aware of, so that you can leverage and capitalize upon them to give people what they've been really looking for in their active search for a solution about the problem you can help them solve. That's heuristics. That's storytelling. That's understanding solutions that call themselves solutions, so that you can do cause and deeper core them, so that you can mechanize them to what really does work, and do that in multiple ads that aren't just converting, but scaling. So in other words, how to create an addressable audience that is expanding, that is becoming more relevant, and that is engaging on a higher level, so that creative fatigue is not a term used in your company culture. My goodness, ladies and gentlemen, we are at a truly pivotal stage in direct response and advertising and brand advertising because of AI. You can't just be Oh, I'm taking notes on your amazing offer. I think we've got something good here. I can outdo what you're taking notes on in less than 5 minutes. I can have completed ads, advertorials, landing pages, upsells, funnels done before you even understand what the conversation is. And that's all a matter of knowing the right questions to ask so that you can get to your 80% fine tuning, move mountains fast. If you're not doing that, you're a liability. Straight up. Don't charge people for copywriting skills if you need them to tell you what to do at all, ever, because those copywriters are liabilities and they are not copywriters. Copywriters lead. They know the right questions to ask to lead. If you're not doing that, you're a liability. All right. Comment your comment in the comments.